Love it. Love it. Um, let's go ahead and transition into tools that we use in tech sales. Again, let's think like why is this a module in this course? Um, and just to address that up front, guys, like the more knowledge that you have of the SDR job, of the BDR job that you're going into, the more confident the hiring manager, the SDR manager, the director is going to be of hiring you for that position. If you come in knowing the tech stack, knowing the software that they're using, and you're able to speak to it, boom. And from their perspective, cool. I don't have to handhold them. I don't have to babysit them. I don't have to train them on every little thing. They'll be able to hit the ground running and pick things up, right? Maybe you don't know anything right now. Maybe you don't know any of the CRM tools, any of the calling and emailing tools, any of the sales engagement platforms, or whatever it might be. So this is a good chance for you to start getting used to what they are, what they're used for, how you'd be using it in everyday life as a SDR or BDR. So that way you can kind of speak to it in your interview process. And something that we can even do, which we haven't included yet, Davidson, but we'll probably do it by the time that we make this live, is maybe have some like demo videos on all the different demo videos and certifications for some of the different software, so that you guys can really start getting an idea of how you might use these, so that you can speak to it well in the interview and ultimately land the position that you're going for.
Yeah, I could do like a high level overview because let's
Cool.
do 30,000 foot view.
Yeah.
So the most important tools that you'll leverage as a SDR is number one is like a sales outreach tool. So there's a company called Outreach and SalesLoft are two of like the most well-known ones. Basically what they do is they have an auto dialer where it'll just help you be able to make calls. And then so they're both very similar. And then they also help you send mass emails. So like let's say your marketing team puts together like a 12-point sequence. Once you add contacts, like the people that you're reaching out to, you'll be able to see which campaigns you can put them in, which just helps you be able to scale and automate things. So that way you're not like manually like sending out 1,000 emails, but you're sending 1,000 emails over the course of like 3 months in a thoughtful manner. And then the auto dialer allows you to not have to like literally type in, unless you work for a small startup that is super old school. Like nowadays, there's auto dialers where you literally just upload that contact into Outreach or SalesLoft, and it'll make the calls for you. So then you could type your notes, and it just helps automate things that will help you be more efficient.
Love it.
And the two most common CRMs are HubSpot and Salesforce, which is essentially just the thing that has their contact information, what deals are in the pipeline, and hopefully you work for a company that has up-to-date data, because that could be like the so during the interview process, like I would literally ask them like, hey, like what CRMs are you using? And usually they'll have it in the job description. So just use your attention to detail, and the more research that you can uh find out, you'll impress them, because a big part of this job is just being able to be like a detective. So if you can find out all of these things, that'll show to them that you have attention to detail and that you're capable of doing research, and they'll be impressed by that. So the difference, so HubSpot is I would say the up and coming. Think of Salesforce as like the company that's been around forever. They're kind of like the Microsoft in the sense that they're like a little bit older, right? They've been around forever, but they're the number one and the most common CRM right now. HubSpot, think of them as more like Apple, right? More like innovative, a little bit younger compared to Microsoft, but starting to get a lot of market share. If you know that, you'll know enough to be dangerous.
Yeah.
And
Awesome.
oh,
Um,
and
Go ahead.
Gong is also a common tool. So
Mm,
what Gong does is it'll help you be able to analyze your talk track. So let's say you made 150 calls. You can look at Gong and it'll show you if you're talking too much, you're not asking enough questions, you're not qualifying them, you're not asking BANT. So BANT is budget, authority, needs, and timeline. That's all you need to know as an SDR. If you're going way too much into the weeds, then um, you might confuse, you might be overthinking it. So just all you need to know when you're qualifying deals is do they have money? Can this person actually make a decision? Why are they even taking your call? Like why did they fill out the form, or why did they check out your website and fill out the contact me and timeline? Is this something that can close within the next 3 to 6 months? If not, then your account executive might not qualify that deal, which means you might not get paid on it, depending on how the comp structure works.
Awesome.